Hello, hello. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I don't even remember the intro spiel for Design the Spire. Welcome to Design the Spire, where we play This Is Totally a Mod and Slay the Spire and look at the design of the mod. We're not particularly concerned with, is this strike balanced against that other strike? We care more about the overarching synergies, how the character plays, and all that. Now, one thing I will say, because this is a fan game, this is not actually Slay the Spire, I will comment that the art is very pretty. I did want to mention, by the way, that I appreciate that Jerry exists. I know that she is an angry, small programmer woman, and I find that very funny and relatable. I also know that she hates Dustborn with a visceral passion. What else? Ow, wow, 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 wow. That's the other thing I know. Let's try actually playing the game. Hopefully the game works. Did we soft lock immediately? We're off to a good start. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Ha ha ha. We did it. Now, I'm clearly, obviously, going to have a lot of complaints about things that are not there. I think the first comment was that this game was severely overscoped. Which, yes, in case you didn't know, making an entire roguelike is insane. I'm not particularly concerned about the fact that these things aren't there. I'm just pointing out that they are not. Martin's assistance. Not far from where you landed, you see Martin. He is looking at you anxiously. He seems to want to assist you, but he can only do so much. Pick one of his boons to help you throughout the journey. Guys, we can do a deck count or a deck check. Hold on a second. We have damage and we have guard. It's a little hard to make out what is happening in this card. It looks cool. I love that. That's so cute. Okay, deal 5 damage, combo 3, draw 1. I do not know what combo does. I suppose there's no tooltip. I'm just going to take a guess out loud, which is that combo is you need to play a certain amount of cards, and then follow-up bash is 5-10 instead. At least it works. I get the sense that probably upgrading all the cards is good, but I want to see more cards. So let's do this. Muscle Degens. Gain 16 shield. This card is also affected by strength. Gain 10 shield. If you have at least 2 strength, then gain an additional 7 shield. Okay. I love the tiny banner. Banner's great. Let's go to the flag. So this is an event. You spot a Starforge in the distance. It seems to be running. Well, you better go catch it. Sure, let's get a random trinket. Right, I should have read that there's 2 things. Whenever you play your 3rd card, shuffle 1 discard. Presumably play 3 cards in our first encounter, and we'll find out what that is. When obtained, increase max HP by 7. Okay. Interesting. I like that there's a fade, but it's also a little inconvenient. If I need the information of the card, like I kind of want it immediately. Also, the drag select is that's very cute. Oh, I also don't know if there's an indicator for if combo is active or not. Let's see if this is active or not, because I don't know if it is active or not. It was active, okay. And then I believe this triggered. Interesting. Fragile. I'm assuming that means it gets destroyed when you use it. But yeah, you basically get a shiv that you can use later to trigger combo. See, this is good. Yeah, shiv's exhaust, yes. So this is good because you can presumably get at least a shiv in your deck somewhere by just like playing the game, which lets you do the rest of the character's mechanics. So that's good. What is this? Debuff. Bonk. Hard. Insulate. That is adorable. Cannot be used unless you discarded an additional card from your hand. Yeah, so this is their card draw attack. Yeah, and you know what? Scry is probably necessary for this kind of character to find your 0 costs so that you can like play your combos and stuff. That's cool. I like that. I'm gonna take this one. That is incredible. It's so funny, dude. I want to mention something. This is maybe an underappreciated thing, but affordances and visual design. So my first thought when I saw this was that this is like a slime. So I would assume that because this has several of the previous enemy that I was just fighting that maybe it breaks apart when you attack it. Like, it's possible that this thing splits. I mean, like, how does Knob tell you that it's going to kick your ass? Because it's red and it's big. Or the shelled creature, you could assume, is, like, maybe kind of defensive. It is attacking me for 2. That's not a whole lot of damage. Oh, it was attacking me for 2 times a billion. Understandable. Unplayable. This game is unplayable. It's so mean. Star Ritual, add, so that's 3 Shiv. Cycle. Maybe Cycle was on discard. Gain 1 strength at the end of turn. Lose 1 strength. Combo 4. Gain 2 strength instead. So that's gain 2 strength permanently. I would assume that if it's gain 2 strength permanently, that it would exhaust. But that's like usually a stipulation for permanent scaling in Slay the Spire. Also, this is a starting deck card. Surprised that I'm allowed to draft it. I'm going to take this because it seems really good. Start of each battle, gain 1 dexterity. Light roast coffee. My goat! Light roast coffee, my goat! That's what I'm talking about. Love light roast coffee. Forge. This is the shop. Gain 4 shield while this card is in your hand. Whenever you play an attack card, this card gains shield equal to the original cost of the attack. That's kind of cool. It's a little weird though because it doesn't scale with the 0 costs. And also it has free sever.
Preserve.
That is just how it's spelled? Are you serious? Whenever you play a Shiv, if it's the 4th time or later this turn, restore 2 health. So sorry, I was just wondering about this, if it's like the 4th time you've played a Shiv, or if this is like combo 4 when you play a Shiv. I want to try this card because it seems very strong. It's cute. He has a gun! Chat has a gun! Oh wait, did that deal damage to me? Oh, they did 6 times 2, not just 6? I see. The implication of this card is that you would need either 4 energy or a 0 cost to make this work, which there are 0 costs in the base deck, which this is cool. Cute! I wish I could recognize the characters more easily. Because it makes it more clear that I'm an orbiter. I'm a spectator. This is the original one? Oh, and original one. Got it. What did it do? Didn't it say it was going to debuff me? It didn't say what it did. Oh, it shuffled the confusion. Okay. I think because it didn't like pop up in the middle of the screen and then get shuffled into the deck. Poison 2. Oh, right, because it was going to debuff. Right, of course. Let's rest. Cute. The coffee! The coffee! I can't tell if this is just because I have the game in windowed mode. It is hard to read the text. Gain 1 toughness. Consume ibuprofen. Yo, Drew! I just want to take this. It's so funny. Let's take ibuprofen together. You see several Goomies huddled together. You don't see a halo on any of their heads. The void has not taken them. Each of them are holding a mug filled with steaming hot coffee. Near them, you spot a bag. Near them, you spot a bag of custom roast coffee beans, Kaneko Lumi inspired, available at shop.phaseconnect.com. All right, hold on a second. Shop.phase. All right. Why, hello there, Goomies. Could I instead interest you in a bag of custom roast coffee beans, jelly Hoshiumi inspired? She is a lonesome, a lonely, hardworking girl with an aspiration to be loved by millions. To help her realize this dream, a robust coffee from Indonesia, known for having one of the heaviest and richest flavors, has been chosen. This particular... dark roast or something? Disgusting. But yes, could I interest you in some coffee? I would actually want to take a break, but I think this is funnier. Take out a bag of your own coffee and show it to the Goomies. Would you guys be interested in my own coffee? No. No? Shut the... Hello there. Oh, wait. I see there's like a little X here. So this is intends to attack you multiple times, but it doesn't tell you how many times. I'm not sure if that is intentional or not. She looks tasty, like cotton candy. Can I eat whatever this is? The fire around her. I don't know how much damage it's doing, so we're just gonna pray. Okay, that dealt 6. And now this is 10 times something? Okay, let's take ibuprofen together. Alright. Kill me. Wait, was that just 10? Sorry, I thought it said that it was going to do it multiple times. This is a spell. The enemy intends to do multiple things. Okay, play power. And then hopefully it doesn't kill me. Oh, wait. I have... What is this? Burn 4. So it gained power? Did it just burn me?
Nope.
Let's take more ibuprofen. There we go. That's good. Oh, wait, but we didn't combo it, so it was only 1. I'm stupid. No. What the? I saw damage numbers pop up here, and I was like, wait, did I take damage for something? Wait, what? I saw, like, damage animations. Am I dying? Amber kicked your ass, lower accurate considering she punched the fucking sun. That's incredible. Jerry? Yeah, we're playing Jerry. The Jerry... Well, we got cooked. The UX is just throwing me off a lot. I'm sorry. But maybe if we pick more better cards, do you think we can do better? Probably. The one thing that I want to say, I guess I'm very sensitive to like being overloaded by many words, keywords, like lack of UX and stuff, which that's what I was going to say was it is hard for me to keep track of how many cards I played, for example. So like if a card glowed when the condition is active, or if there was like a card count. Friendly reminder that the context of this is that it is a game jam game. I guess I don't want to assume what the development pipeline for it is, but stuff like keywords I think are super important. It's like the reminder text little bubbles that pop. Oh, I was going to make a note about dragging and attacking, which was like, I don't know if basically I'm wondering about detection zones, because like I felt like I could just flick cards sometimes in Slay the Spire, and I felt like I could not do that here. So I don't know if there was like a difference in, like small difference in the UX. Yeah, the Fade is unfortunately probably not super great for trying to read cards and relics and stuff. Like I just really want to know what the effect is. I really like the animations, by the way. I said I wasn't really going to comment on the art because like not necessarily design focused, but I did like the attack animations a lot. Let's try this again. Let's not get 2 random bricks in our deck and just upgrade everything. Wait, can we just like... Oh, shit. Everything is upgraded. So we're kind of cooking with gas now. I'm going to consume ibuprofen. Man, I've had so much ibuprofen since we started playing this game. You stand upon one of the edges of the star. You see a vast nothingness before you, not the void but something else bleaker. You feel like you could lose something to it. Discard a card. Let's discard a strike. Stupid. Stop doing that. It's dumb. What are you doing? Well, if we're trying to kill things, I'm assuming Coffee Shot is going to be good. Classic 0 brain power player. Thinking that Flex is good. Debut. Draw 3 cards. Gain block equal to 2 times the amount of cards in your hand. What the hell? How am I ever supposed to play that card? It costs 3. That seems difficult. Do I want to pick cards that I feel like will allow me to win, or do I want to pick cards that I think are interesting just for the sake of seeing if they work beyond my expectations? I mean, Close In is a very good card, so I think we're just gonna take Close In. 0 cost attacks that allow you to cycle are very good. Gain 10 autism. Well, I don't know what that does. I can only imagine. Guys, what do we think gaining 10 autism does? What are we thinking here? I kind of want to take it anyways. Alright, let's find out. Oh my fuck.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
That's a thick boy. Oh no. I can't drag select anywhere. Has to be here. Why you got a butthole on his face? I don't know. What does autism do? At the end of your turn, deal damage to all enemies equal to the number of autism you have. Lose 2 autism 4. I'm assuming it just gets cut off there. So, on the list of things that are like, clearly they were very focused on doing other things, and this is not a judgment of the fact that it is not there, but we can learn that I think I keep messing up the like whether or not I can play cards or not. Both I think due to like hover indicators, but there is a like a swirling floating thing, I think, when you have energy in Slay the Spire, and then it like becomes gray when you're out of energy. So it's like one of those in your peripheral, it just like cues you that you're out of energy. If you assume that the player is not usually at fault, like what could it have possibly been? I'm actually not a person who genuinely or generally blames my own circumstances for problems. I blame myself usually, but it's kind of the reverse when you're thinking design-wise. Dude, I'm gonna have so much damn ibuprofen in my system by the end of this game. Please do not overdose on ibuprofen. You could literally die. Do not, in fact, take ibuprofen whenever I play the card, because you literally might die. Curl up. This is cute. Gain 10 shield, cycle, draw 1. We haven't picked any cycle cards, so I do kind of wonder if I want to do that. Deal 4 whenever you play a Shiv. If this card is in your discard pile, return it to your hand. Oh, this is a Flurry of Blows clone. That seems like it's really good. See a strange mirror standing in front of you. Martin seems to know what it is. He tells you that it is some kind of duplicator. Apparently this is what the Luminids use to multiply themselves. What the? Okay, let's duplicate a card. I'm just gonna duplicate all of my close-ins. Gonna be honest with you. 3 cycling cards. OP. 1, 2, 3. Oh. 2. Try this again. Deal 5. Yeah, I do really wonder about the detection range for dragging stuff, because I'm messing it up so much. Alright, how many momentum blows can we miss? We've shuffled our deck, so the momentum blows aren't in there. I can't discard them either because they're not here. Okay. When you execute a combo, gain... What in the fuck? What? That's crazy. Alright, well, this one seems insane, so we'll do that. We need to find a way to exhaust stuff. Oh. I don't... I definitely knew what I picked there. Abandoned Forge. Yeah. Random Trinket. Such an odd choice. I get that it's a random trinket, but when a trinket costs 150 in the shop, it seems bad to choose 50 coins. Yeah, so like the value of a trinket is like 150 theoretically, so gaining 50 is like very strange. Whoa! Big. These are the kindlings. Cute. Alright, we're womboing. We're not getting attacked this turn, so let's just... Oh, I guess I wanted to do this one first. Sequencing is difficult. Wait. Cannot draw any more cards this turn. Wait, but I just drew one. Ah. It's probably just bugged. That's fine. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. It being bugged is not a huge problem. Gain 1 strength, outburst, exert. Does outburst mean I die when I play it? Let's pick it because it's fun. Exert. This card is banished after being played. It loses that. Okay, well, I'm gonna assume that it's good. So let's find out what it does. I'm gonna play so many cards. Do we get to find out what outburst does? Nope, I don't see it. What? Oh, because I had like 11 strength or something. Put a thing in your discard. Yeah, there's... These 3-cost cards are quite bad. Like, I get that this is a common, I just wonder if, it's like very 3 mana, isn't it? The important thing about commons, like, commons are actually kind of the lifeblood. Yeah, like in any roguelike system, because those are the effects that players are going to run into a lot. So what you actually want is like for them to be pretty good and that there's like an opportunity cost to choosing them. So like I don't have to look at an uncommon and 2 commons and basically be like, well, these commons are just garbage. To be fair, I think uncommons are actually very frequently like just a little bit better than commons a lot of the time, but cards like if you think of Pommel Strike versus Shrug Off, you kind of go, okay, does this deck need more block or does it need more attack? And that's a decision that the player can come to a conclusion about and decide on one of those 2 things. Whereas if Pommel Strike was like 2.5 mana, I know it can't be 2.5 mana, but it's like Pommel Strike is 2.5 mana and then like uncommon Pommel Strike is like 1 mana. It's like very... It kind of means like, well, I just don't want to pick these common cards, right? Which is unfortunate. So like that card, I'd be interested in playing that type of effect, especially in the deck that I play. I'm like, that seems like a good card for me to have, but it being 3 is like borderline unplayable, especially with the context of the character. Like the context of the character is wanting to play a lot of cards. So... I mean, I even think when you're trying to do a setup turn, the opportunity cost is normally, well, I'm going to play a power, and usually I want to pair like powers and blocking so that I don't die, or maybe you're given a turn to do that. But like 3 for an attack means like I basically have no energy to play any blocks, and it's an attack. Those aren't really what I want to be doing at the same time, necessarily. Who is the cutest? Oh no. You see a Goomy and a Star Knight locked in a debate. No matter how you put it, Jelly is the cutest, the Star Knight exclaims. No, Lumi is, the Goomy counters. Jelly, too, would say her wife is cute, right, Jelly? They both turn to you in unison. Oh no. Leave me alone, man, is the canon answer? That's incredible. We gotta pick the canon answer. I'm not gonna take part in this. You say as you walk away. These kinds of debates are so stupid. Oh, this looks so cute. I love this. This is fucking rewrite. Rewrite nerf to 2 energy? It's fucking over, dude. Oh no. That's so funny. So I'm concerned about how many dudes have been spawned. Oh, we can't play the power in as transient. Fuck. I should have sold the constraint card now that I'm thinking about it. Because it's bugged. I keep playing it going like, ah yes, I'm gonna give myself stuff and then I'm gonna use those to attack, but I can't like not play close in. You know what I mean? I guess I could not play the cards that I draw after. I don't know. It's fine. Did I get confusioned? That's a lot of confusions. Jeez, man. Yeah, we can't see the rarity on the relics, but definitely the, like, combo draw cards is, like, probably insane. Oh, is this? It's called compulsive research. I fucking love that. That's awesome. Which MTG card is let's take ibuprofen? Oh, I suppose this is another thing to note is that the portraits are all the same. An interesting, like, UI thing from Slay the Spire is that the powers have a circular frame, skills and attacks have different frames. Again, this is a thing that helps people, like, read stuff at a glance. And I was thinking to myself, like, why am I having so much difficulty understanding that, like, this is a power? Because I'll read the effect and I'd be like, oh, that's interesting. Is that effect until end of turn? Like, that was my thought. And I'm like, oh, no, this is a power. Which, the point of saying that isn't to say you should use the same iconography as Slay the Spire, but that it might be a good idea to have different at-a-glance iconography that people can read, such that they can differentiate between those different card types. Maybe that affects readability. Now that I understand a little bit more about the character, and I suppose I got some of the stronger things that it can do, like, sort of the problem or the concern with a character like this, and I mentioned this with the other character, I think they were called the Chaser, is that, like, if you get to the point where your deck is just, like, things that draw cards and attack, and you have this positive feedback loop with attacking that, like, lets you draw more cards and gains you more energy, you will just kill everything. So I wonder about how it could be restricted a little bit. If you think of designing an encounter, I would say, let's say there's an opponent with 60 HP, and I can choose between doing 12 damage or blocking 6. And I won't always have access to doing both, but if they're attacking me for 8, sometimes I'll block for 6, and then if they're attacking for 8, sometimes I'll attack for 12, depending on how close they are to dying. So that's sort of the decisions that I have to make, is like, do I choose to attack on this turn when they're dealing damage to me with the intent that I'm going to probably end up finishing this encounter by the next turn, or by the next time I feel like I'm going to be threatened by the encounter, can I just, like, do enough damage and clean it up? If your choices are just deal 12 damage or block 8, and that's the only opportunity cost between, like, what you're thinking, then, like, it's not a very compelling game, right? So you start layering things on top to make it more interesting. Okay, so this section was a little rambly, but I basically point out two things. The first thing is that the character is very easily able to create kind of an exponential damage curve, where it's not clear that the encounters are being balanced against how much extra damage that this character can do. Like, it has multiples on multiples on card draw, which multiplies in quite significant ways. And then the second thing was that the cards which draw you cards, or rather the relic that I had, which lets you draw cards off of comboing, and close-in also lets you draw cards off of comboing, there isn't a lot of decision making between that initial basic choice of, do I deal 12 damage or do I defend myself? So because the attacking is free and inherently gives you more options, it's usually the best thing that you can do all the time. And I think that overall takes away that fun decision-making you usually have in a game. But I kind of wonder if Close-In was just combo 3, or if like combo 3 meant you can only do it on the 3rd time, which, again, you would need to... I'm not suggesting you would actually do any of these things, just for the record. I'm just like kind of talking out loud. But that means if you add things that were like combo 3, and then the point was to play 3 cards, or to play that as your 3rd card, and then like that's your turn, if that makes sense. Like you want to plan for the finality of what you think the character's turn is going to be. And usually the powers in Slay the Spire let you like do insanely broken things, but only if you have taken the time to play the power, which you won't always have time to do based on the threat level of the encounter. And then like there's an opportunity cost to setting up, like very much so in Slay the Spire, because things like kill you almost immediately. So it's some combination of I haven't really felt threatened at all. There's no negative feedback loop to prevent me from like playing several cards. I guess if Constraint worked, that'd be very good. Which it's just bugged, so there's nothing to be done about that. Acrobatics, or whatever it's called, like draw 4, discard 1 is already very strong on Silence, so draw 6 is like a lot. 6 cards is a lot, honestly. Yeah, I feel like when you get to not deciding a lot of things and you're just like spamming 0-cost skills, like that's fun, kind of, but a lot of the interest or the nuance, I think, that people appreciate out of playing a character like Silent in Slay the Spire is because there are a lot of decisions to make. Like when you're like, Acrobatics is a great card, but also like, what am I realistically going to draw in these 4 cards because I'm spending 1 mana to cast it, right? Like I don't know. Maybe like my hand already has stuff, but I could draw the discard card that gives me energy, so maybe I want to be doing that. So, but yeah, definitely things to be careful of are like drawing cards and gaining energy at the same time. Is like you want those to be like somewhat separated from each other so that they don't loop into each other. Oh no, it's emo jelly. It's gonna be really funny when I lose this run, because wait, I can ignore them and obtain a burden. I don't know what that is. All right, you assume a battle stance. You don't know how she got here, but you know what you must do next. Oh god, 500 HP. Huh? How long do I think that this fight is going to be? What is copying my cards? I'm losing my brain. Something is letting me copy my cards and I don't know what it is. It's fine. Also, I said I wasn't going to really mention things like, you know, art, music, assets, and stuff like that, but I do want to say out loud that the fucking music slaps. Has nothing to do at all with design, but the music fucking slaps. Xeliosphere, and he's on VGen if someone wants to commission something. Sweet. Alright, we're going to the moon with this one. Take some ibuprofen. Oh, I guess that's another thing to note, is that like this character can gain strength and is centered around shivs. You'll notice that shiv attack is on accuracy, I think, only. And basically, it's kind of difficult for Silent to get strength, and the reason for that is because Silent can play so many attacks. She didn't do anything. Am I just gonna die randomly? Damn, she just died. She is gone now. Well, I bullied the shit out of her. My bad. Wait, this is Grape Shot. So is Outburst Storm?
Yes.
That must be it. Okay. 0, cost 0. Fantastic. Finale, there she is. Lumi, the woman you've been trying to save. She is unconscious. The void has wrapped itself around her. She looks almost angelic in this state. Impossible. After all this, you still don't know what is happening or why. But you really don't really care about that. You saw Lumi back, right?
Let's do this.
Grape shot. Nice. Wow, we gained 40 strength and then fucking killed. Oh man. Okay, so I'm trying to like find a place to start because it's been a while since I've done this. I really like Closen as a starting deck card. The fact that we could get more of them was probably not fair at all. Not knowing what some of the keywords did was also a little difficult. I think the fading in was a little inconvenient. Like basically what I would do, and maybe, who knows, maybe they did this and I'm talking out my ass, but what I would do is take a look at like how fast does the information pop up on the screen in Slay the Spire, because I'm assuming that it would pop up faster than that. Art is good, music slaps, not necessarily design related, but I do want to appreciate just like how pretty the game is. I liked that both of the combo cards in the base deck existed and could work. The cards in your base deck are mini tutorials, right? I kind of question both of them being combo cards when there are other mechanics that seem to be critical to the character. Like I wonder if one of them could be a scry card. The selection zone for where you drag cards to felt like it was kind of small. Particularly for characters that were big, like the mini boss with the butthole mouth. Usually it's pretty forgiving. The skill attack power outlines, I think, was a thing that really threw me off. So however you want to distinguish between those, the way that Slay the Spire did it was by literally having different borders. But even if it was just a symbol at the top, I saw that you put like skill, power, or attack. So even like if there was a banner there that was different than each other, which made it easier to read at a glance. I know I've said it multiple times, but I do want to mention that I am aware that this is a game jam game. Like this is not a game that has had basically a year to do a polish pass. Like it takes a really, really long time to just make sure that all of these like little tiny things are in the right places. So I am aware of that. So if any of these things were things that you've thought of but simply didn't have the development time to do, I'm like empathetic to that. So and I understand that. I wanted to mention, by the way, that it's very exciting to me to be able to talk about things that are more focused around like the UI and the UX, because this is just a game that someone has made. Because these are, you know, things that you frankly won't see a lot of the time in modern games, because you'll have someone who is solely responsible for making sure that the UX is good. Getting to see and outline those things, I guess is important. I don't normally get the opportunity to talk about those things, but like regardless of that, it was fun. For the character balancing itself, I think that having strength on this character is kind of unnecessary. Like they're already so good at drawing cards, like playing several attacks. Having a good or clear picture of cards they're going to end up playing, I think is important. As far as scaling goes, so someone like Ironclad doesn't necessarily play like 70 cards in one turn. So their scaling is in their strength modifier. So the way that they take strength and they multiply it by how many times you can multi-hit. This character I felt like could go over the top like way too easily. If your deck is set up to mult, then you get stuff like what I did at the end of the game there, where you're like, okay, I'm drawing so many cards, and I'm multiplying that by how much strength I have, and then I'm going to multiply how many actions I've taken this turn and how much strength I have, which is like multing, you know. It goes like way, way, way too far over the top, in my opinion. I don't think that's, unless the game was designed for that, that seems like way out of line. And when there's a dominant strategy that's like very clear like that, there isn't a whole lot of replayability because you're like, oh, well, I'm just going to do that and like win. Certainly, I would say that if the final boss's HP is 500 and my ability to play cards is in the 20s and I have a storm finisher, like that's quite a lot. Yeah, but this was really cool. It was awesome. It was fun to play. I enjoyed myself and I commend the work. But if you're still here, I'm going to say, hey, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your support as always, and I will see you next time. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.